Hey guys! So today is March 12th, which means in a couple of days it's going to be Pi Day. And hopefully you guys know what that means. It means it is the greatest day in the world and we all need to celebrate it. So in honor of Pi Day, I kind of constructed a little Pi Day team. And honestly, when I thought of this idea at first, I was going to go at it by looking at food Pokemon, and really the only thing I could think of was Cherim, and that definitely wasn't going to work. So instead I looked at the actual digits of pi and I took the first 12, which are 3.1415926535889, and I broke them down into different numbers that would pretty much be the numbers of different Pokemon on the Pokédex. So for instance, the first digit 3 is Venusaur. Venusaur is number 3 in the Pokédex. And then, except I didn't really break it down in a certain pattern or anything, I kind of just broke them down into numbers where I would actually get viable Pokemon. So I took 3, then I took 141, which is Kabutops, and then I took number 59, which is Arcanine, and then I took number 26, which is Raichu, and then I took number 53, which is Persian, and number 589, which is Escavalier. So that is how I made this Pi Day team. So pretty much in this video I'm just going to talk about them, hopefully briefly, hopefully it won't be too long of a video. But just a huge disclaimer, I've been trying this team all day yesterday. It really isn't that great, and especially against your standard OU teams, it struggles a lot. So this team is just for fun. It is very gimmicky. Don't expect it to be super MLG, oh my god, I'm gonna win every single battle with this team. No, it's not like that. It's just for fun, it's just for the spirit of Pi Day. So really quick, I got Venusaur, which was number 3, which was awesome because I was really worried about not having a Mega, but I got Venusaur, and Venusaur is one of the best Megas in my opinion. And I'm just going the standard, modest, 252 HP, 252 special attack, and I went with Leech Seed, Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb, and Knockoff. Now Knockoff is questionable. I like Knockoff because usually people send tanks against Venusaur, and I like to knock off their recovery. Otherwise you can go with Toxic, Substitute, Sleep Powder, Synthesis, whatever you want to do in there. Venusaur is your Mega, he's super reliable both ways. You can go physical, you can go special. Venusaur is awesome. So next I got Kabutops, and that's actually awesome since Swift Swim is pretty much legal now. Kabutops is actually going to play a great role in this team because he's a really great sweeper. If you set up sword stances on him, you got some good coverage. You could go low kick instead of X Scissor if you'd like. Unfortunately, he doesn't learn Earthquake, which sucks. It's everything can learn Earthquake. Fucking Fletchling can learn Earthquake. What the fuck? But anyway, if you get a sword stance on him, that's great because, he is base 115 attack, so it's not as good as Excadrill and Sandrush because he's 140, I think. So he is kind of lower on the attack side, so if you do get these sword stance, that's great. And I put a Lumberry on mine because I don't want to get paralyzed or toxic or burned. And it definitely helps out a lot. So I just went Adamant, 252 attack, 252 speed on that. And now with this Arcanine set, it is very different. So I figured that this team lacks some tanks, so I decided to use Arcanine as a tank. Since he does have access to Intimidate and Will-O-Wisp, I decided to use him as a full physical tank. I just went Impish, 252 defense, 252 HP, and it works out surprisingly well. They will take Earthquakes for days. You get the Will-O-Wisp off with the Intimidate. Oh my god, you're golden, you're set, you can get, and I have Morning Sun for recovery. I have Roar to pretty much just roar out anyone that you don't want to fuck with. And instead of going physical, I use Flamethrower since I don't want to end up using Flare Blitz and then getting all my all my health gone. So, and his special attack is really not that bad, it's base 100, it's not bad at all. Oh whoops, except I should have gone a different nature. Where is it? Yeah, we'll go bold. That's what I meant. My bad. I guess it didn't really matter since I barely used it. Flamethrower will definitely still one-shot Sizer or Ferrothorn, so you don't really gotta worry about that. So yeah, that's a new Arcanine set. Don't yell at me if you hate it, because it definitely works for me, especially on this team, because it did lack a tank. And then next, I have my Raichu. Now Raichu for me was the hardest one to work with because his stats are horrific. He doesn't really have that great of special attack, he's not that fast, and you really cannot switch in on Raichu. Look at this, base 55 defense and 60 health. That's terrible. Really, really be cautious when you're trying to switch in on Raichu. Pretty much a standard set. I got Thunder, Volt Switch, HP Ice, and Focus Blast, and I put a Choice Scarf on him, so he does some decent damage with like Choice Scarf, Volt Switch, but like I said, be careful if you switch it on him. And since I am Scarfed, I did go modest, 252 speed, 252 special attack. Now this guy actually brings it all together, which I was really happy about. So no one knows anything about Persian. I mean, I definitely did not when I pretty much picked him out. So people actually use him as a Rain Dance support or Sunny Day support, which is great because that is exactly what this team needed. Definitely needed rain for Kabutops. Venusaur in the rain is pretty unkillable, and also Scavalier in the rain as well. So he actually gets Technician, so he gets Stab, Technician, Fake Out, which is awesome. I think it's so great. Sometimes it does like 50% health, it's really great, and people are like, what the hell does Persian do? What the fuck, it's just a cat. No, Persian is here to wreck your shit and Rain Dance all over your dead body. So I put Fake Out. This slot's really questionable. I was trying out Aerial Ace because with Fake Out damage and Aerial Ace with Technician, it does about 70% to conkeldurrs. So I don't know if it's really worth it just using that for conkeldurr. I'm using Return for a little bit, and I'm still trying it out. You could also try out Hypnosis, maybe Toxic, but other than that, he doesn't really have that great of a move pool to really... I mean, that slot doesn't really matter because you end up not really using him. You only use him for Rain Dance, and then you Fake Out Rain Dance, and then you U-turn the fuck out of there. So whatever you want to put in there, that's up to you. I went for a Jolly, 252 speed, 252 attack for optimal Fake Out damage, and it actually works very well. Nobody knows what the fuck to do against Persian, so they're like freaking scared. It's awesome. And I put a Damp Rock on mine. So his Rain Dance has optimal rain. You can also try out Life Orb, which then your Fake Out does a shit ton of damage. So whatever you want to do, go ahead and try it out. And then I'm using a Scavalier, or well, I have to use a Scavalier because it's number 589, and otherwise it wouldn't be a Paiday team if I didn't use Paiday Pokemon. So I'm going with a Scavalier, and he's not the best Pokemon. Definitely Bisharp is a lot better than him, but he's still overlooked. So I went 252 HP, 252 attack, and Adamant. And I was trying Assault Vest. I didn't really like it too much because I found that flamethrowers were still one-shotting him. So I figured why not try out the extra oomph and give him a choice band. And I went Mega Horn, Drill Run, Iron Head, and Knockoff. So the only thing that I found problems with this guy is that against Aegislash's Drill Run actually makes contact. So Aegislash is always going to lower your attack with all of these moves. So that's pretty much the biggest problem I found when I was using a Scavalier. But with the Choice Band, his Mega Horn, oh my god, it does so much damage. But anyway, altogether, you don't really have anyone to set up. You can put a Rapid Spin on Kabutops, but other than that, you have no one to set up and no one to Rapid Spin, and you're very, very weak to fighting type moves. So beware of that. And also, I named mine after different pies. So definitely name them after pies if you really want the spirit of Paiday to carry on. And that is my Paiday team. If you guys want to show me any replays that you guys did with the team, I'd love to see them. So have a good Paiday, guys. Bye!